Well, hello everyone. I would have been on just a little sooner, but I had some weird ass issue going on with TikTok saying that I had to refresh my my key, my stream key. So I had to log out and re-log in and all that fun stuff. So, but we're back at it, and we're going to hit the MSQ running and see what we can get done. Hopefully we won't have any interruptions like we did today. That was so weird. I don't even know what to say about that. For anybody that wasn't here, my live literally reset itself. Never had that happen before. And it was only on TikTok side. So I don't know if TikTok's having some kind of issue or what, but yeah. Struggle. I'm tempted to go find out what that is. Is that red mage stuff? Let's go find out. A rewarding struggle. And it's a blue quest. Yep, that's red mage stuff. Zerun is ready to continue the investigation into the Mystery Cabal. How fares your training, my friend? I imagine you have grown quite accustomed to the shift between spellcraft and swordplay by now. I will continue to instruct you, but as I have said before, practical experience will serve you far better than any tiresome lecture. It is important that you treat every battle as an opportunity to learn. Alright, and we shall do that. Let's open this up. Make sure we are good here. Everything looks good. Shows them live. Sure. Okay. So weird. I don't know what is going on. That's what I want right there. Right there. There we go. Okay. I think we're finally live. I don't know what to say on that. Talk to you. I am ashamed that it did not occur to me earlier, but I recall an incident that may be connected to this dreadful cult. A merchant's son was kidnapped in Ul'dah some months ago, when the merchant came to pay the ransom. However, both father and child were murdered. The perpetrators of this terrible act were never unmasked, but evidence at the scene suggests the two were slain by thaumaturgy. What is more, this merchant was a native of Alamigo. Is this not also true of the father of the girls you rescued? Aye, he is Alamigan born, a man by the name of Wilkin, so his wife told me. Could he have been the true target of the kidnappers? We must speak with Master Wilkin at once. There are too many similarities in these cases to ignore, and I would not put it past this cult to make a direct attempt on his life. In anticipation of such action, I inquired after Master Wilkin's trading itinerary. It seems he is presently conducting business at the Manderville Gold Saucer, delivering stock for game prizes or some such. Very resourceful of you, Father. Thank you. Come, Alithia. The Gold Saucer awaits. Mm-hmm. Off to the Gold Saucer. Have I haven't been to the Gold Saucer? Probably not. My apologies, Alithia. I neglected to ask if you were a patron of these halls. But we are here now, and Master Wilkin is still occupied with his trade. I am tempted to eavesdrop on his dealings to learn what manner of man we are saving. Let us play the part of happy gamblers and wander by his meeting in the Manderville Lounge. Just look for the wonderfully hideous golden statue. The Gold Saucer. Which makes me wonder, have I even been here yet? Yeah. Okay, I have. I was wondering about that. No destination. There we go. There's our Master Wilkin. You've done not wrong. Besides, the coin is fair gotten and freely given. The young man he was talking to, he is known to me. One of the lads belonging to the Allagan Resistance, if I'm not mistaken. Well, this is clearly more than some simple business deal, but why waste time on suppositions when we can speak with the merchant himself, eh? Wilkin? Mr. Salithia and Master Zirhun, glad I am for this chance to thank you in person for the kindness you showed my daughters. A Father Ilud sent word to expect you. He also mentioned that the danger to my family is not yet past. You suspect that I've been marked for assassination. Aye. Have you any idea of the why? Say, retaliation for funneling funds to the Allagan Resistance under the guise of standard business dealings? I thought as much. I recognize your client as one of the young freedom fighters I'd seen in Garabania. Oh, rest assured that your secrets are safe with us. I myself have spent the better part of my life aiding the resistance. Your dealings do, however, seem to have drawn some rather unpleasant attention. Very well. You saved my children's lives, and so I will trust you with the truth. Many Allagan refugees are employed here at the Gold Saucer, in no small part due to the wishes of the establishment's owner, Lord Godbert Manderville. Several of these employees have direct ties to the Resistance. The young man you saw being on one such conduit. As to why I met them here, well, it's a matter of hiding the trees within the forest. There was another incident not so long ago, where the son of an Allagan-born merchant was kidnapped by the cadre of mages. When the father attempted to pay the ransom, the fiends slew both parent and child. I fear this scenario was one they hoped to repeat with you. Yes, a terrible turn of events, that was. I did not know the merchant personally, but I know of his efforts. He too was said to have supported the resistance with the fortune he made in Ul'dah. And there we have our connection. They seek to eradicate resistance sympathizers. I sense the hand of the Empire behind this cabal. Ah, but the assassins themselves favor magic, so they are unlikely to be native Garleans. The puppeteer could very well be a hired killer, or mayhap a recruit from a subjugated province. We shall learn the truth in due time. For now, however, we must take steps to keep you alive. Lord Mandeville is a member of the Syndicate, and the Gold Saucer is his domain. Striking at me here would be difficult to say the least. I do, however, have pressing business to attend in Vesper Bay in the coming days. Vesper Bay, eh? Given its peculiar approach, I can think of a dozen places from which assassins could stage an ambush. Might you entrust your safety to Alithia and me? Together we will prove more than a match for any ambushers, and it would also afford us greater insight into our foe. You certainly appear capable. Aye, I will gladly accept your protection. Then it's settled. Let us travel ahead to Vesper Bay and scout out the area. Hi, Dave. Well, looky there. It's gonna be a Vesper Bay trip. About this. Make sure I'm doing this right. Give me 1 second here. Making sure everything's still good. You never know. Go. Yep, everything looks good. So far, everything's still fine. Oh look, we're in Vesper Bay. Good, you're here. Master Woken has begun his overland trek from Ul'dah. Before he left, I asked the good merchant to discuss his travel arrangements with less than his usual discretion. Assuming the assassins have eyes and ears on their target, we can assume they will have moved to occupy the most favorable ambush sites. Now, if I were intent on murdering a lone traveler, I would choose one of two options. The first being the alleys here in Vesper Bay, and the second being the long dark tunnel leading into town. I propose we split up and secure both areas. I will take the back streets and you can have the old mining shaft. Sweep the tunnel clean of ambushers, then meet me back here when you are sure the route is safe. Alright. Don Julio. Busy street tonight. Oh, I got a friend for you. Assassins have been taken care of. And how many did he find? He found 2 as well. Defeated their ambush, did you? Well done. As you can see, they had a second group waiting in the wings. Your opponents were the same mute attackers as before. Yes, I pity these cursed pawns, but we cannot let mercy stay our hands. They are a little different from the walking dead, and no art can restore them. I did, however, allow one to escape my blade. On purpose, of course. He seemed eager to disengage, and so I obliged. He limped off towards the coast, but with the wound I gave him, he'll not have fled far. I will track this last assassin to his destination. Pray remain here and greet Master Wilkin. He should be arriving through your secured tunnel any moment now. Ah, Mistress Alithia, here I am, and nary a scratch upon my person. My deepest thanks. You have saved my family, and for that I can never truly repay you. But I must at least try. Pray share this gift with Master Zirun. My supplier will be waiting, and so I must take my leave of you. May Nald enrich you and bless your endeavors. And there's Zirun. We've had a stroke of luck. The man I followed leapt into the sea and was fished out by others in a rowboat. I just saw them making for a merchantman anchored out in the bay. Considering the absence of fear, I must assume the one who fled had been commanded to report the outcome of the ambush. If we can identify the ship, then we will be one step closer to unmasking this vile puppeteer. And then we can, another token from the esteemed Master Wilkin. How kind that he seeks to reward us. Ah, and there is a note here as well, addressed to us both. You have my eternal gratitude. Twice now has my life been saved by red mages, and twice by one in particular. Mayhap you remember the day, 20 years ago, when the Crimson Duelist fought to save the life of a child. I remember you, Master Zihern. For your scarlet garb was forever etched into my memory. 'Tis a strange feeling to be recognized for a decades-old deed. Had he not known me, would he have been so ready to place his life in our hands, I wonder? Aside from a few wrinkles, I suppose I have changed little in my appearance. I was clothed thus when we worked to evacuate our fellow Alamegans, even as the homeland we knew crumbled around us. But in the end, it is the lives that matter, not the place. Regardless of the circumstances, a red mage must strive to achieve the greatest good. So I have always believed, our actions are our own reward, but a little acknowledgement does wonders to sustain one's faith, eh? Oh. Tracking the Cabal. Zerun waits word of the merchantman's destination. I've asked some friends of mine in the Scions of the Seventh Dawn to keep an eye out for that ship. We should know if the assassins seek to enter any of the major ports. Ah, Melanosian contact. Aye, this is, Zerun. And they are still there? Excellent. Thank you. It seems the assassin's merchantman has been spotted sailing into Elport. Come, we've no time to lose. Elport it is. Can I ferry? I know I can. Does the ferry go to Elport? Ah, ferry ticketer. There we go. Yeah, we'll just travel to Limsa. Brian, welcome in. How are you doing this fine evening? I'll be right back grabbing water. There we go. Now we'll just teleport over to Elport. Zeruntia. My apologies for dragging you halfway across the realm, but I did promise you a journey. Now, as for the merchantman, I'm told it's anchored a short distance offshore. We need to know more about the connection between this ship and our foe. They may have simply paid for passage, but there is something about that vessel. I say we wander the port and see what gossip there is to be had. Alright. A dallying deckhand. The merchantman, what just sailed in? I don't know buggery about it, not even the bleeding name. All I know is their crew's about as lively as a cabin full of corpses. It ain't natural. There's a rumor going around that the Yellow Jackets taking an interest in their dealings, so I'd rather keep me distance any road. Aye, I'm finished answering your questions. Now off with you. Ooh. Modest merchant. Nay, me lass, I've not much to tell ye about that ship. They say she's a trading vessel what brings goods from Radzat Han. But her crew's a sullen lot. Asking a friendly question about what they was hauling got me naught but blank stares and silence. Nervous navigator. That ship's naught but trouble, you mark me words. I've mates that swear they've seen her pulling alongside Imperial vessels. Only the gods know what's hiding in that hold of hers. Could be weapons, could be prisoners. Just the bleeding sight of her makes me whispers twitch. Imperial. So you were able to learn aught of interest? Strange crew, mystery cargo, ship's name unknown. Aye, I heard much the same. I begin to think that our assassin uses the vessel as a floating base. With no permanent camp on land, it would certainly be easier to avoid the attention of local forces, not to mention curious adventurers. I also spoke with an acquaintance in the Yellow Jackets, and he confirmed the ship's official status as a trader to and from Radzat Han. Even if rumors of her dealings with Garlean agents in open water are rife. As long as the merchantman appears to trade within the law, however, officials are reluctant to force their way on board and cause an incident. They've yet to uncover enough evidence, it seems. Well, if a solid reason to investigate is lacking, then mayhap we should help them find one, eh? Let's have ourselves a look in some of their crates on the docks. Just a little innocent curiosity is all. Oh. See what we've uncovered here, shall we? Make sure everything's nice and okay. Yep. The crate contains a cerulean tank of Imperial design. Oh. Oh, paralyzed. Sneaky. Gotcha. A bulky key falls. Okay, I assume I just automatically picked it up. Normally the keys land on the ground. How did your investigation fare? I found a veritable bounty of military supplies, cerulean tanks, Imperial rations, Imperial insignias on everything. The authorities will be most interested to hear of this, I wager. What's that you have here? A bulky key. Well, well, dropped by one of the ship's crew members, you say, and I just so happen to have found a most inconveniently locked box. I shall go and relay our findings to the Yellow Jackets. I'm sure you'll think of some use for that key of yours. You hear a faint groan coming from inside the box. I shall use a scroll to open it. What? Where am I? Was I sleeping in a box? What an odd thing for me to do. Does a girl have a name? Aria? Yes, that's it. That's my name. Or is it? It's a lovely name. Do you think so? Then I suppose it will do for now. And what does a girl call you? Alethea. I'll try to remember that. Thank you for letting me out. What happened here? Is aught amiss? This last was inside the box? I might suspect a stowaway, but it was more likely she was kidnapped. The people who took you may be lurking nearby. We should probably put some distance. Come now, you needn't fear me so. Alethea, please say something reassuring, would you? He's as gentle as a kitten. Oh. That's funny. He is. If you say so, Alethea, then I suppose it must be true. Well, you seem to have made a new friend. Let's see about arranging some lodgings for now, and we can discuss where to go from here. Nope. Next door. Yep. There we go. The poor girl was asleep within moments. This entire ordeal must have left her exhausted. As for the results of our efforts with the cargo, I suggest we continue this conversation outside. What did you find? I presented our findings to the Yellow Jackets, and the evidence was indeed sufficiently damning to spark a full-scale investigation. Regretfully, it appears the assassins caught wind of the oncoming storm. A squad of soldiers was dispatched to the docks only to witness the merchantman sailing away with all hands on board. Not quite the outcome we'd hoped for, but at the very least, they'll no longer find a warm welcome in Eorzea's ports. The other issue we face now is what to do with young Aria. Her breath carries a faint aroma that may account for her memory loss. I suspect she was subject to a certain incense which, when inhaled, can cloud a person's mind. The next step was likely to brand her with one of those vile sigils and effect the permanent destruction of her free will. It was fortunate that you released her when you did, Aria. Remains muddled, but her condition should prove with time. And once her memories have returned, we can learn exactly who she is, and just as importantly, perhaps, the circumstances which led to her capture. Zeruntia has proposal to help cure Aria's memory loss. I have spoken with Aria, but it seems her memory has yet to return. The incense used must have been potent indeed to create such a lasting fog. If she cannot recover naturally, then we must rely on some familiar sight or even event to jolt her senses back to normalcy. Might I ask what you take her out somewhere to test my theory? She seems far more comfortable around you, after all. So Ooh, I get to take her on. At the very least, I would know from whence she hails. I shall call once more upon my acquaintance in the Yellow Jackets. Surely she has family who are searching for her. Come on, we're going on a trip. Alethea, thank you again for letting me out of that crate. I had such a lovely sleep. That awful tiredness has left me, but I still can't seem to remember anything. Outside? Well, yes, I suppose a fresh breeze might help to blow away the cobwebs. I think I'd like to see the view from the battlements. Will you join me up there, Alethea? Look, isn't it beautiful? I've never seen anything so... Is this truly the first time I'm seeing this view? I try to remember, but my mind is a blank page. I can be sure of nothing. We will make you new memories. Make new memories? Oh, I hadn't thought of it like that. It's almost a gift of sorts, isn't it? Being able to enjoy things afresh. I think I'll stay up here a while longer, just to be sure I'll remember it tomorrow. Oh, do you see that ship? How do they keep such massive things afloat? Ooh, fond of ships, are you? Why, yes, I am. I think I might always have been. What an insightful question. I remember when I was a child, I would always beg my uncle to... Oh, I remember. I had an uncle. He was my only family. He tried to protect me, but... Forgive me. The exact events are still a jumble, but the memory was not a pleasant one. That day, it's all coming back in a rush. Do you think we might return to the inn? I need a moment or two. The Yellow Jackets were able to dig up a report on Arya from their records, and I hurried back to share the news. But seeing as her memory of the incident has returned, I'd rather hear the tale from the source, as it were. From what I can recall, I had always lived with my uncle. He was a kind, gentle man who would often tell me stories of my parents. I was young when they died. Too young to remember them, I think. The report mentioned that you were citizens of Limsa Lominsa. Do you remember where you were when the attack came? Yes, we were on the road to somewhere. The ambushers appeared as if from thin air, and my uncle stepped forward to shield me. They killed him. What happened after that is a blur, but my memory of that moment is crystal clear. Thank you, Arya. You needn't force yourself to remember the rest. For now, we must concern ourselves with your future. 'Twould not be charitable to send you back to town alone, especially not with significant parts of your memory still missing. Yet we cannot ask you to accompany us either. Our journey leads us on a path to confront the very cabal whose malevolent embrace you have but recently escaped. I would go with you, even so. You saved my life and helped me accept the loss of my past. If there's a chance my memories could return and lead you to these villains, then I would stay at your side. How can I refuse such passion? It seems we've adopted a new companion, Alethea. The greatest challenge facing us now, however, is deciding on our next destination. The merchantman is fled, and we know not whither it is bound. Isles of Umbra. I remember. They were the only words I heard them speak before I blacked out. Isles of Umbra. The master calls. These puppets do not, nay, cannot, speak idly. Ready yourself, Alithia. We cross to the Isles of Umbra and confront this master of theirs. You as well, Arya. We fight together. Here. Passage to the Isles of Umbra. We're headed for the Isles of Umbra. You coming along? Yep. For 40 gold, I am. And here we go. The Maelstrom soldiers tell of a steady stream of white lips arrivals. It would seem the master gathers all the marionettes to the Isles. I armed Arya with what I had, but I can fight? Fight? You can barely talk, lass. I thought her afraid of the mages who took her, but nay, 'tis the thought of ghosts and ghouls which have her all a-tremble. Can you blame me? The very ground here feels haunted, as if angry spirits might burst forth at any moment. Like that shadowy thing behind you? Wah! There's not there, lass. Now can we get a move on, or would you rather head back to Aleport? I'm coming with you. Oh, that's level sync. Nice. We know the Cabal is gathered here. We need to only find them. Okay, who's tanking? You are. Nope, you're gonna make me. Figured as much. Get in there. Where are we going? We can't go up. So, there we go. Looks like this is the way. Fallen are restless this day. Someone has riled them against us. Okay, so this girl is a caster. Well, no. Archmagus. Ooh. Oh, you know how this works. Gotta kill these because we're in full invulnerability. She just gonna stand there? Is she not gonna fight? Maybe we'll bring it over here. Or is she scared? Oh, she's probably scared because it's an undead. There we go. There. There we go. Got that taken care of. The hand that controls these assassins cannot be far. Let's split up and search, shall we? Yell if you run into trouble. Above, I say. Delectable. They're wearing a purple. Purple mage? Your mortal frame brims with vital energies, an irresistible feast. Alithia, are you unharmed? Lambard. A pleasure to see you, Zedrun. My, how the years have etched themselves upon your brow. A vampire? This smirking bastard is Lombard. We were allies once. Ah, yes, the valiant crimson duelists. Such fond memories. I relish their slaughter. The duelists live on through me, traitor. Not for long, my old friend. You shall soon share their fate. Alithia! Rude interruptions. This is not how I wish to savor your defeat. Lambert. Gods damn you. You knew that man? Yes, we'll speak of it later. First, I would know where you learned to cast spells like that. I don't remember anyone teaching me. It just sort of happened. Just sort of happened? I expected you to club things with that old scepter, not fling balls of fire. Incredible. So, Arya, does this mean you've overcome your fear of the undead? What are you... Ah! Well, my friends, shall we return to Elport? Now that we've unmasked the Cabal's master, I can tell you this much. He is not a man we wish to confront unprepared. It was apparent through our unpleasant exchange. I have a history with this master of the assassins. His name is Lombard. 20 years ago, he and I were part of the group who founded the Crimson Duelists. We studied the fated teachings passed through generations of Garabanians and revived the art of red magic as a weapon against tyranny. But one day, Lombard simply snapped. He murdered my unsuspecting comrades and vanished into the shadows. I returned from scouting alone to discover the aftermath of a massacre. So he's Anakin Skywalker? It was later that I learned his treachery had been paid for with Imperial coin, but never could I find what became of the man himself. After 20 years of fruitless searching, I thought him dead. This has now become a matter of vengeance. I mean to pursue Lombard and exact a price for his betrayal. But I will not ask you to join me in this vendetta. Worry not, Alithia. Your grasp of red magic will allow you to grow without the need for a teacher. As for you, Arya, I will arrange a suitable sanctuary. I will not turn you out to fend for yourself. I shall treasure the time we spent together, my friends. May our paths cross again. Should we let him just go off alone like that? I don't know about you, but I feel my part in this is not over. Yes, Alithia, was there something else? There's more for me to learn. There always is, but you are far enough along the path to continue without me. Surely you understand that. You are determined to improve yourself, I see. 'Tis the reason you have become the fine mage that you are now. Very well. We stand together then. You are more comrade to me than student. Alithia and I welcome more than you are more comrade to me now than student Alithia. I welcome your sword at my side. There we go. I got it out. I'm coming too. I want to help save others from this monster, just as you saved me. I want you to teach me red magic. As things stand, I'm just a burden to you. If I'm to do more than be carried along in your wake, I need my own way to make a difference. You certainly do have an aptitude for the arcane. Lambert appears to target such youth for recruitment into his puppet cabal. But Alithia rescued you from that mindless fate, and now you would don the red to fight in our crusade? There's a sense of rightness to it, isn't there? Stand with us then, Arya. Join the ranks of the Red Mages. Alithia, Zerun, you look splendid, but it's more than clothes which make the woman. Help me train her as I trained you, Alithia. I'll pay close attention, I promise. Oh, and Arya, there'll be no more hiding behind Alithia. Is that clear? I'll try to be brave. So she's my student now. Interesting. Okay, and that will be it till 58. So we are now on to Revenant's Toll. Aether on demand. Talk to Moonbrita. Twould seem that events have once more conspired to rob us of rest and recuperation. Though I would wish it otherwise, I must ask that you head straightway to the processing plant. The Fourth have already deployed to the area and await the arrival of the Scions. Wilred will brief you on the developing situation. Meanwhile, I must rendezvous with Captain Ilbert at the headquarters in Ul'dah. I shall take command of our forces there with a lighter heart, knowing that you go to support the front lines. Something about that. Hoary Boulder, your duties take you northern Thanalan, do they not? We too must say our farewells to the Rising Stones for a time. Philomen travels to Ul'dah, and we shall serve as her escort. At my daughter's behest, I go to contact certain old acquaintances in the Gilded City. We are beset on all sides by civil unrest and imperial machinations, threatened by primals and troubled by dragons. We need all the allies we can muster. Many of my friends hold positions of power, you see, and it is my hope that they can be convinced to aid the Scion's causes. If past events have taught us anything, then we know that Eorzea must present a united front or we shall fall. How extraordinary that my little Asilia is involved in such far-reaching affairs. I am proud that I might now stand at her side, not only as a mother, but also as a colleague. A colleague with influential connections, but I fear that Ul'dah has become a place of danger even for one so familiar with her streets. Bah! Woe betide the blackguard that so much as glares in your direction, milady. Aha! I shall be well protected, it seems. Shall we be on our way, then? For all you lurkies, if you want to hit the likey button, go ahead. Speak with Alpino, and off to the processing plant we shall fly. Let's see what Ilberd has to say. Oh, Wilred. There we go. That's who I want to talk to. Commander Levier sent word that you'd be coming. A veteran of your talents is most welcome. Not that I don't think we can handle the situation, mind you. I've learned a trick or two since that disaster with Eorzea. But returning to the task at hand, the Flames reconnaissance scouts have reported Imperial soldiers assembling at Rabon's push. Such a force is likely interested in only one thing, getting their hands on the resources found here at the processing plant. The Garleans could begin marching on us at any time. Pray speak with Lieutenant Edelstein that we might coordinate our counter-strategy. In the meantime, I will inform the others that you have arrived, no doubt. It will be welcome tidings. Corporal Wyvernsbane, my soldiers tell tales of your deeds during Operation Archon. Would that we could sit a while and reminisce about old times, but I fear more pressing matters require our attention. The civilian draftsmen you see have come across several highly suspicious crates within the boundaries of the processing plant. I had my sappers take a closer look, and our worst fears were confirmed. These boxes contain powerful explosive devices of Imperial design no less. By my order, the Flames stationed here are conducting a thorough sweep of the compound as we speak. Though it troubles me that we were unable to apprehend the Imperial spy behind this, I have faith that our men will be able to neutralize the threat for now. In the meantime, our scouts bring troubled news on the latest movements of the Imperial Army. I would once again ask for your aid. On the counteroffensive, Lieutenant Edelstein wishes to share a report with you concerning the Garlean movements. We've been keeping a close eye on the Garlean garrison, and 'twould seem the Imperials have finally begun to mobilize. According to the reconnaissance report that just came in, the squads seen leaving the castrum are too few in number to effectively take and hold our position. They will likely mount a swift assault and focus on the acquisition of resources. I have, of course, also shared this report with the Crystal Braves. They've decided to take to the field to meet this assault head-on. I have apprised your fellow scions of the situation, and I am heartened to know that they will be joining the effort. Pray report to Lieutenant Aliane. Yeah, Aliane. Aliane. It's either Aliane or it's Aliane. I'm just going to say Aliane. And lend your much welcome strength to the counteroffensive. Inside, perhaps? Nope. Outside, perhaps. Behind the building, perhaps? Yep. Thancred's here, Papalimo's here, Yita's here. Yeah, everybody's here. Aliane. Aliane. That's what it has to be. It has to be Aliane. Glad to have you with us, Alithia. As I'm sure Lieutenant Edelstein has explained, the Garleans have deployed a small force from Castrum Meridianum. Yeah, Meridianum. Their main column assembles to the north near Dolomon's Talons, but we've also spied several squads attempting to conceal themselves on the approach to the west. They wish you to rush forth and commit to battle with the main column, leaving the detached force free to raid the plant and pillage supplies. Not much of a strategy, but these are desperate men. Captain Ilberd. Greetings, Scion. I understand the commander bid you and your fellows come lend a hand to the Braves. With such mighty heroes at its disposal, the Fourth should have little trouble contending with aught the Garleans might throw at them. But even you cannot be everywhere at once. The Third was getting restless, holed up in Nilda, so I marched them out here to fill any holes in the plant's defenses and their numbers to your counterattack. The reinforcements are welcome. We've enough soldiers now to divide our own forces and safely engage the enemy far beyond the walls. Aye, 'twould be best to avoid staging a battle anywhere near this much ceruleum. Let's take this fight to the Garleans. A wise course indeed. I shudder to think of the consequences should any of these storage tanks be exposed to fire. If there are no objections, the Scions shall join the Fourth and give battle to this main column. You're with the Third, then, Warrior of Light. Your job will be to intercept these squads hiding out in the west and prevent them from reaching the processing plant. When you are ready to proceed, report to Lieutenant Yuyuhase. His scouts should have a rough idea of where the Imperials have concealed themselves by now. Yuyuhase. A pleasure to be fighting at your side once more, Scion. Our operations invariably succeed when you are around, and victories are wont to pave the road to greater coin. Now this detached force we've been seen to eliminate has split into smaller squads, the better to conceal themselves within the terrain hereabouts. I imagine we'll need to split ourselves up as well to cover more ground and make sure we root out all of these would-be raiders. And seeing as you're an army unto yourself, I've assigned you your own areas to scour clean of enemy soldiers. Aye, this will be a simple search and destroy. We'll rendezvous back here when the task is done. Happy hunting, Scion. Let's see this a... That one's taken care of. On to the next one. Oh, nope. What's gonna happen? That's taken care of. You seem grim, Scion. I'll take that to mean that between us, more than a few Garleans won't be making it back to the castrum. These Imperials, though, they certainly made us earn our pay. I would be a happy man if I never had to tussle with another of those Magitech horrors. It is time we bid this war-torn land farewell. I will contact the Fourth and let Lieutenant Allagan... No, the west is now clear. I would appreciate it if you would do the same when you report to Lieutenant Edelstein. Okay, we come up here and we did that. Report to Edelstein. 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 It's one of those. Edelstein. Corporal Wyvernsbane, what news of the Garleans? The raiding parties are no more then. Excellent. The Omagina engines will be most relieved to hear that the engineers will be most relieved to hear that the plant is no longer in any immediate danger. Thank you again for your assistance. Uninvited Ascian. Lieutenant Edelstein appears concerned for Moonbrida's well-being. You must be anxious for word of your fellows. Lieutenant Allagan has reported a sound victory over the main column and informs me that the Scions have already turned their attention to their duties. All but one, that is. The Rogadin lady with the large axe. It would appear she has chosen to remain at the site of battle. I know not what task keeps her from running to civilization, but Northern Thanel is no place to wander alone. Even for a capable sort such as her. I would certainly feel better about things if you could check in on her before you continue on your way. Of course. I have to go check on Moonbrida. Moonbrida, where are you at? Are you hiding? Let's see here.
Hold on, I won't be a second. The beast seemed peckish, so I gave it a taste of my axe. I know, as Eorzea never tires of reminding me. An axe ill becometh the hand of a scholar. What can I say? I like axes. To hear my mother tell it, I came into this world holding one. And it's not as if it stopped me picking up a quill, is it? I often think of the man who introduced me to the joys of learning. He's one of the reasons I decided to come to Eorzea. Him and my excruciatingly stiff childhood friend. Considering how unalike we are, it's a wonder we ever got on. The world's a strange old place, isn't it? Aye, that ought to do it. So far, so good. At these concentrations, it shouldn't matter too much if something goes awry. Just enough ether to make it interesting. Did you see that? The way the crystal glowed? The siphon works, I'm happy to say. With a few refinements, it should satisfy our appetite for ether, which just leaves the small matter of forging our blade. I'm not sure how to go about it just yet, but I swear to find a way. I'll put a blade in your hands if it's the last thing I do.
She senses me. A useful talent.
An Ascian, are they onto us?
By your brand, I see you are an Archon of Sharlayan. Keeper of knowledge, seeker of truth. Meddler.
I don't know what the hell's you're saying, but I don't much like your tone.
Oh, that's right. They can't
Your
understand.
instincts serve you well. But come, be not unsettled on my account. That lovely brow was not made for frowns. But I waste my breath. Let me direct my words to one who understands them. We meet at last, warrior of light. I am Nabriales.
Nabriales.
And you have long been a thorn in my side. I suffered the overweening presence of Labyrinth that men might host the power of gods. only for you to undo my hard work.
Oh, bugger.
Do settle down. You must concede that I acted in self-defense. But what's this? I do not sense the blessing of light. Oh dear. Could it be that frail Hydaelyn has forgotten her champion? This I did not foresee. Shorn of light as you are no longer a threat. And better yet, the seal is broken. Now is the time to claim the staff. With it in my grasp, I shall rise above them all and take my place at Lord Zodiac's right hand.
What did that bastard want with us? Nabrialis, he calls himself. With charm like that, I'll bet he has maidens falling at his feet, unconscious. But this staff, you say just talking about it had the bastard grinning like a brat on his name day. Must be quite a staff. Oh, gods. He means Tupsimati, Master Louis Soir's staff.
Yep.
Minfilia's in danger. We have to get back to the Rising Stones.
Yep. Here we go again. Teleport. Mordana. Off we go. Time to find everyone. Yep. You're here. Master Louisois' staff is kept in the Solar, isn't it? Quickly now. Yep. Tupsimati.
You too.
So, you were able to divine my intent. What now, warrior of light? Ah, but that name is no longer fitting. You have become decidedly dull, and quite incapable of barring my entry.
Nabrialis.
What do you mean?
You truly do not know? Then I suppose it is only right that I enlighten you. The blessing of light kept you and your fellow meddlers safe. It was that which prevented my kind from entering your domain. My kind, I say, though it had no power over the likes of Elidibus and La Hebrea. Being of this world, they could come and go as they please, while I could only look on. But I need look no longer. Now that the seal is gone, I mean to act. Unlike the others, I am not given to waiting. I shall take that staff and bring about the next rejoining.
Rejoining?
Rejoining? Then it was your doing. The Isle of Val, the scholars, all of it.
You will not harm her!
Why must you insist on forcing my hand? Did you learn nothing from our last meeting? Ah, but I forget. My words fall upon deaf ears.
The staff is but a broken relic, a memorial to the departed. What possible use could you have for it?
What use? You mean to say that all this time you kept the key, never knowing what it was you possessed? The staff Tupsimati, or rather the stone tablet it bears, is host to a great power. Together with the horn, it can be used to draw vast quantities of ether from its bearer's surroundings. How else do you think Louis Soir was able to invoke the power of the 12 without making them an offering of crystals? Summoning requires not only prayer, but a profusion of ether. Even a child knows that.
If I did not know before, you may be certain I do now. But above all, I know that we cannot allow this staff to fall into your hands. I will die before I let you take it.
Insufferable woman. I would happily end your miserable life here and now. Alas, Elidibus would never let me hear the end of it. Very well. If you will not part with the staff, I will take you too.
After them! Quickly! Before the rift closes!
Chrysalis. A ruthless Ascian known as Nabrialis has intruded upon the sanctum of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Spiriting away both the antecedent and the powerful relic she refused to yield. Pursue the Paragon through the dimensional rift and prize Mentfilia and Tupsimati from his tenebrous grasp. Oh boy. How long will this wonderful thing take? Hopefully there's a lot of people doing it. Hope we can get in. Shark, welcome in. I did not see you there. How are you? I'm good. I'm good. I'm just waiting on the chrysalis to pop, so I can continue the main story quest. So what are you doing tonight? Oh, awesome. I'm glad to have you here. Thank you very much. I appreciate the support. Let me know next time you throw it up, and I'll jump in yours as well. Yep, playing Final Fantasy 14, doing the whole MSQ. That's awesome. Yep. You gotta show love. Always gotta show love. Give love and show love is what I say. So what do you play? I think I'm the only MMO streamer. I really do. Oh, okay, sweet. Whenever you're live, I'll have to check you out. I sent you a follow. Oh yeah, what time in the mornings? Okay, okay. Yeah, this is my first night stream. Normally I'm online about, I go about 2 o'clock. And I do about 4 hours. So I did 4 today, and then I'm doing 4 tonight. Or 2 tonight. Well, maybe more, depending on how far I get with MSQ. Hope this pops up soon. Yeah, it does. It takes some time. It does. That's for sure. Silver. See how that looks. Oh yeah? Do you stream on PC? Or do you stream through your phone or what? That's what I do. I stream through, yeah, OBS or Streamlabs. Whichever one you think is better for you. Streamlabs. Ah, see, okay, yeah, you're using Live Studios. Live Studios is fine, but I don't know if you can get to your level 2 or not through Live Studios. I feel that Streamlabs is a better all-around package because everything's just right there for you. With OBS, you have to build everything else. You have to build all your sources and everything. With Streamlabs, everything, you kind of have everything right there. You have a complete... you have a complete layout. Yeah. Make sure you go to the Discord and check in the ask questions, because I know I seen it was in there. Because I asked the exact same question, and that's what I was told. Oh yes, you're welcome. And if you definitely find out 100%, let me know. Because that's what they said. Because that's what I've been doing. I've been streaming through Streamlabs. Because I didn't have to have a I request a stream key or any of that. Because if you set up your vertical and everything, then you won't have to have it. Yeah, I don't know why. That is kind of crazy that it. And you're streaming for like 4 hours at a time, so yeah, you're definitely live for more than 30 minutes. Yeah, OBS or Streamlabs. Like I say, if you want to build your own source, your own layout, everything like that, do it all, you can do OBS. But if you want to have one that's kind of already pre-built, then go with Streamlabs. Same. I know the purple app very well. The purple and the red. It popped. Oh, well. Okay. It was good talking to you, Shork. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Yay. Okay, sweet. Now we're in. The chrysalis. Okay, 45. See if we can get some white magic. Laser beam at my head. Fuego Kage! Welcome in. Get all the orbs. First. Ice first. We're good? Oh, one. One made it in. Nabriales. A little close to the head there. We get sucked into the hole. Got that one. Everybody got that one? Ooh. Yep, I'll accept that raise. That one got me. I think it's better to only have one person. Oh, the Paladin DC'd. And here we go again. Go. A little bird fire. A little bird arrow. Bird stone. Vulnerability up. Vulnerability. better. $39, $39. I'll take it. Yeah. I didn't want to, but I took it. That's 3 stacks on my ass. Oh. Okay, they're off. Good. Go. No. Stuck in again. That one. Ooh. There we go. 5 is no longer available. What are you smoking crack? Why are you saying live is no longer available? Live is always available. There, boom. Shows me live. Friggin' weird.
safe. Thank the 12.
You may have bested me this day, but what of the next? What of all the days to come? Remember, light no longer holds sway here. I may return whensoever I wish, again and again and again. Eventually, you will falter, and the staff will be mine. Until next time, scions.
There will be no next time. This is the end.
I'd RSI.
What trickery is this? No. No! Cannot! No!
Use Tube Samati to gather ether. Quickly, before he breaks free!
Keep some mati.
Concentrate. Call to mind the time you struck down Labyrinth with the Blade of Light. Why won't it work? Is it because we lack the blessing of light?
Damn it. So much ether. And it still isn't enough.
Fools! No mortal prison can contain me! I shall make you pay for your insolence!
Please, Mother Heidelin, hearken to our plea. Lend us your divine light. Why can you not hear us? Do our words no longer reach you?
If only we had a bit more ether.
Moonbreeder, what are you doing?
Master Louis Soir, I understand now the choice you made. In death, there is life. Farewell, Eorzea. You damned old coot.
Moonbreeder, no! You mustn't!
Moon.
What? No! cannot end! I am eternal! I am immortal!
Moonbreeder. She's gone. You did it, my friend. The Ascian is dead. This device is a legacy of Moonbreeder's toils and sacrifice. I shall hold on to it for safekeeping.
Minfilia, are you all right?
I am.
Oh, we were surveying northern Thanalan when we received the distress call. We returned as swiftly as we were able.
It seems you have everything in hand, however.
What happened here? Where is Moonbreeder?
She gave her life to temper the Blade of Light. I have no words.
Rather than await the inevitable, she took her fate into her own hands.
Does Eorzea know?
My friend, there is something I must tell you.
I heard all, my lady. The moon sinketh, taking her leave of the heavens, yet her passing heraldeth the coming of a new day. Moonbreeder hath fulfilled her destiny, hath she not? Long ago, far across the seas in the Sharlayan motherland, Moonbreeder and I did study under the sage tutelage of Master Louisoix. Full oft did he impress upon us that knowledge existeth to serve the greater good. This sentiment, however, was contrary to the nation's policy of neutrality, which censured intercedence in the affairs of foreign lands. In spite of vehement opposition, he founded the Circle of Knowing, and journeyed hither to the heart of Eorzea. Through his noble sacrifice was the realm spared its doom. Yet this great soul, whom all should rightly have honored, was branded a pariah in his own land. His peers did accuse him of forsaking his duty as a man of learning, and of meddling in the course of history. When he left Sharlayan behind, Master Louisoix gave no word to signal his intent to Moonbreeder. Close as they were, as master and disciple, she was deeply wounded by the sudden exclusion from his confidence. Above all, however, she was confused. Try as she might, she could ill comprehend her master's motive. The slanders that were heaped upon him after his passing served only to inflame the turmoil within her.
Yeah.
For years upon end, she knew not what to believe. Torn as she was twixt the man whom she revered, and the man who forsook her and his duty both.
The Louisoix I knew would never forsake his duty, much less one of his own.
This I know full well, my lady. 'Twas not for want of love that Master Louis Soir hid his intent. He but desired that Moonbreeder discover her own path, free of the shadow of his influence. Long did I contemplate revealing the truth to her, and long did I hold my peace. After all, was it not Master Louis Soir's wish that she come to the truth unaided? I told myself it was, and resolved to let her suffer. Knowingly did I deny my friend the comfort she craved. And now she hath gone to her rest, with doubt still in her heart. Speakest thou in earnest? Did Moonbreeder truly come to understand Master Louis Soir's will before the end? The realization hath set her free. She may now find the peace which hath for so long eluded her. Oh, Moonbreeder, my dearest, how I shall miss thee.
Moonbreeder gave her life that we might possess the means to defeat the Ascians. Her sacrifice must not be in vain. Let us continue her work on the Blade of Aether and see it to completion.
My lady, I would mourn Moonbreeder in mine own way. I beg your permission to return to the Waking Sands.
Of course, my friend. Take all the time you require. We shall be here should you have need of us.
Never have I seen Eorzea so utterly defeated. No one should be made to suffer such grief. We shall gather in the Charlian Manor to celebrate Moonbreeder's life and mourn her passing. Direct hit. Critical hit. I guess we're taking critical hit. They're old anyway. Old Matera. In memory of Moonbreeder, Minfilia wishes to gather the Scions and honor the fallen Moonbreeder. As Moonbreeder was a native of Charlian, I feel it is only fitting that we gather before the Mark of the Scholar. Are you familiar with the stone? 'Tis a monument found at Rathfrost, and is sacred to Thalic, guardian deity of the City of Learning. There shall we pray for our dear friend's soul and bid her a peaceful return to the light of the Mother Crystal. Dr. Disconnect, welcome in. Oh yes, yes, I am familiar with the pain. Stone of Thalic.
Forgive me, Moonbreeder. Had I been quicker or wiser. But I was not, and you paid the price. But you would not suffer us to wallow in our sorrow, would you? You would tell us to pick ourselves up and get on with it. And so we shall. We shall defend this realm and her people to the last.
Life for death, a fair exchange. Other bargains will be struck.
I love Midgard's armor. He's one of my favorite characters. Back to the Rising Stones. Yeah, we are about to have a few pains. If you know, you know. It's like, let's hit you in the with a feelings truck. Though we have said our farewells, the pall of sadness has diminished but little. Forgive me, as antecedent, it is my job to be the pillar of strength for all others to lean upon. Yet I also believe the grief we feel now is precious in its own way, and not to be lightly swept aside. Do you not agree, Alithia? "'Tis as if a dagger has been thrust into my breast. But 'tis a pain we must learn to bear if we are to forge ahead with our duty. The battles we have fought have taken the lives of so many, Louisoix, Moonbreda, our fellows at the Waking Sands. Their spirit and dedication to our cause, however, will never be lost as long as we rise to fight once more. I hardly need remind you of this, of course. 'Tis for my own benefit that I repeat these words, a reaffirmation of mine own chosen path. If we do not rebuild the foundation of my resolve, I am like to collapse in a fit of weeping. My apologies again, Alithia. There is no other to whom I could display such weakness. You are my pillar of strength, and I fear I shall have need of your steadfast presence in the days to come." What did you know? A victory won, a comrade lost. To honor the fallen, the living forge ever on, towards the light of a new day. Mask of Grief. Menphilia has a request to make of you. Have you a moment, Alithia? I believe Ida wished a word with you. I should consider it a personal favor if you would lend a sympathetic ear to her troubles. She has not been herself since Moonbreeder's passing, and my heart aches to see her so downcast. Ida. Hey, it's Alithia. Great. Oh, it's no use. I'm trying to stay positive, but it's just hard, you know. The thing is, I know Moon would tell me off if she saw me moping around like this. Which is why I decided to cheer myself up by getting her a special flower. I placed an order for a moon daisy with Rowena a little while ago, and it's ready to be picked up. The trouble is, I find Rowena a bit difficult at the best of times, and well, this isn't one of them. I know it's silly, but I just can't face it at the moment. So I was wondering, do you think you could maybe collect it for me? I have the coin to pay for the flower right here. Thank you so much. I'll be waiting for you and the daisy at Wraithfrost. Go see Rowena. What can I do for you today, adventurer? Eldritch trinket to trade. Flower payment. Ah, they've got you run errands now. Some scions really know how to make the most of your talent, don't they? Sending the savior of Eorzea to the bleeding market. Fine use of your time, that is. Seriously, though, you'd best learn to say no, or they'll have you mucking out the chocobo stables next. Anyway, what was it you were here to pick up? The moon daisy, was it? Here then, take it. And tell that Yida lass I've got a wide selection of headwear in stock if she ever decides to replace that dowdy old mask of hers. Gods know, she needs to. Foreign merchant, luxury trader. Oh, 50 million. Bicolor gemstone vouchers. Oriental. Oh, yeah. Allagan tomestones. Vintage equipment. Geralt's Masterworks. Oh, she's just gonna tell me about everything. Never mind. I know I used to have to come in here to... Okay. And here we go, flying again. It shan't be the first time. That we travel to this rock, which is now a grave. More or less a memorial. Special flower. A moon lily. Ugh, Rowena can be so annoying. She just will not take no for an answer. Every time I visit her, she insists I replace my visor with something more fashionable. And when I tell her I like it just fine the way it is, she says it again, and then again, and then again. And it drives me crazy. What I mean to say is I really appreciate you doing this for me. So anyway, let's see it. Moon Daisy. Moonbreeder loved these things, you know. I hope that somewhere, somehow, she knows I'm still thinking of her.
I'll never forget you, Moon. None of us will.
The song riseth to a crescendo.
The roar.
Is that what I think it is?
That's exactly what you think it is.
Hello, can you hear me? We have received grave tidings from Ishgard. Pray return to the Rising Stones at once.
Pray return to the Rising Stones. It showed me running off, but yet I'm still here. We missed a way. No chocobos allowed. It's okay, yeah. Into the Solar. And back at it again. Node. My apologies for the interruption. I was deeply saddened to learn of Moonbreeder's passing. Her loss will be sorely felt. Alas, recent developments in Ishgard leave us little more time to mourn. The envoy from Korthus will soon arrive, and we must hasten to hear her report. Defenders for Ishgard. Alpha Node awaits the arrival of the Ishgardian envoy. The envoy is here. Thank you for receiving me at such short notice. Time is of the essence, so I would forego the usual pleasantries if I may. Certainly, you come with news of the Dravanians? Aye, the dragons have begun their attack in earnest. The first wave reached the central highlands a short while ago, and battle was joined soon thereafter. Sir Emmerich himself sallied forth with a contingent of temple knights and several companies of the noble house's finest. Though the beasts were ultimately forced into retreat, our victory, if such it may be called, came at the cost of many of our own. Too many. We will not withstand a second wave should the Dravanians renew their assault. You paint a grim picture, my lady. It is reinforcements you seek, then? We do. Though it pricks our pride, it is plain we cannot protect Ishgard with our ranks. Thus then, by the Horde, Sir Emmerich would meet with you to discuss the possibility of enlisting your aid. Very well, I shall depart for Korthus at once. I must warn you, however, that the involvement of the Crystal Braves is by no means assured. Our commitment to quelling the unrest in Ul'dah must take precedence. It is with such contingencies in mind that I must make another request. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn are known for sharing close ties with all three of the grand companies of Eorzea. Would you consent to plead our case to their leaders? Though I will gladly appeal to the grand companies on your behalf, I dare not promise a favorable reply. You need say no more. Considering our past dealings with the Eorzean alliance, I can well imagine how our plea will be received. But the fate of Ishgard hangs in the balance. We must explore every avenue still open to us, no matter how unpromising. I see. Very well, I shall send envoys to each of the allied nations and have them present your request directly to the heads of the grand companies. In the event that your plea does not receive a favorable answer, know that any support is certain to be conditional. Demands will be made of Ishgard. That is only to be expected. Rest assured that I speak with Sir Emmerich's authority in this matter, and that our actions are fully sanctioned by the Holy See. Which brings me to my final request, a personal appeal to you, Warrior of Light. The Lord Commander much desires to speak with you, regardless of your fellows' involvement. You faced Midgardsormr and survived. Anything you can share of your experience may yield us an advantage over our foe. Thank you. You wear the mantle of hero well. 'Twould seem the road leads us both to Camp Dragonhead. Seek me out when you arrive, Alithia. I'll get there before you. Oh, here we go.
The sons must answer for their father's misdeeds. Only then will the cycle be broken. Brothers and sisters of the heavens, we raise our voices and join you in the chorus.
Yup.
The sinner's feeble magics are undone. Come, claim your retribution.
Oh. Okay, node. It seems I was the swifter, Alithia. You two ever arrived with time to spare, for our host has yet to make an appearance. The murmurings about camp tell of some manner of trouble at the gates of judgment. In the Lord Commander's absence, I suggest we visit the place and find out what is afoot. Ah, the gates of judgment. The gates of judgment are much more than mere doors. They are the outermost layer of Ishgard's magical wards. If our first line of defense can be so easily shattered. Oh. A dyspeptic dragoon. Heretic scum, how dare they meddle with our divine protections? I shall rid our nation of their blasphemy, even if it means cutting them down one by one. Trembling Temple Knight. We need not fret overmuch. There are yet several layers of arcane protection that shield the city from invasion. Mother will be fine. When I laid eyes upon Lady Iceheart, I felt the marrow freeze within my bones. 'Twould seem the heretic struck the first and most telling blow against Ishgard. Scions, we expected you at Camp Dragonhead. My apologies, we chanced to hear that there had been trouble at the gates and thought it prudent to investigate the cause. Then you have learned of the heretic's treachery. Lady Iceheart led a force of her followers against our defenders and came close enough to dispel the first of our wards. But let us speak more of this back at the camp. Sir Emmerich awaits you. Ah, the worm's roar. Alphino seems eager to return to Camp Dragonhead. Lady Iceheart has grown bold indeed if she would risk direct action against the city. Come, let us do as we are bid, and return to Camp Dragonhead. Lord Haurchefant will know where Sir Emmerich means to receive us. Haurchefant! Ah, boy, for stone. I need to go do that one too. "'Tis reassuring indeed to behold the countenance of a friend when one's homeland teeters upon the very brink of disaster. Though a single misstep could send us plunging into the abyss, your heroic presence stokes the flames of courage within my heart. Ah, but you did not come to Dragonhead to listen to my prattling. The Lord Commander has arrived and would treat with you in the intercessory." Pardon me. Greetings, madam. Shall I show you inside? Proceed to the intercessory. Sir Emmerich? I thank you for coming with such haste and apologize for my absence. Suffice it to say, Lady Iceheart and her heretics have much to answer for. Yes, we were but recently returned from the gates of judgment ourselves. Given the circumstances, we quite understand if you would prefer to postpone our appointed audience. On the contrary, Master Alphino, I think it more important than ever that this meeting take place. Rest assured, I shall return to my post on Ishgard's walls the moment our business is concluded. Before we move on to the subject of reinforcements, however, I would introduce you to a close friend and a stalwart ally, Estinian. May I present to you Ishgard's Azure Dragoon? An impressive title, though I confess I know precious little of the Order of Dragoons. They are formidable warriors all, yet even among such masters of the lance, Estinian is without equal. He, out of all the warriors of Ishgard, was chosen to wield the power of dragons, and may thus contend with any Dravanian. You flatter me overmuch, Lord Commander. So you are the adventurer of whom they spoke. I see now why my blood fair sang in anticipation of our meeting. Well, now that we have all been introduced, let us proceed to the matter at hand. I should share with you what we have learned of Iceheart's design, as confessed by the heretics taken captive after the assault on the gates. 'Twould seem that Lady Iceheart and the Dravanians share a common goal, the reclamation of Nidhogg's stolen eye. Nidhogg, one of the 7 great worms. His name features prominently in your nation's history. Though once defeated by the hero Haldreth, the beast is said to have terrorized Coerthas since Ishgard's founding. Aye, many are the scars our walls bear from Nidhogg's relentless efforts to raise the city. The trophy Haldreth plucked from the beast's bested worm's skull, known simply as the Eye, is a treasured relic of Ishgard, and one possessed of untold power. Should it ever be returned to Nidhogg, the dread creature would be restored to the height of his strength, and then no wall or ward we could erect would be stout enough to deny him. My vengeful son hath waged war against Ishgard for 1,000 years. No mortal mind could comprehend the depths of his rancor. The eye itself is secreted deep within the vault. It is kept under heavy guard, surrounding at all times by men and women who have proven their loyalty to the Holy See. But though stout walls and sharp blades may suffice to discourage the heretics, the dragons are another matter. There are individuals within the Dravanian horde whom an entire company of knights could labor to repel, to say nothing of Nidhogg himself. Nor does age rob them of their strength. Through the endless march of years the dragons endure, patient, calculating, inexorable. You must understand, these creatures do not share our perception of time. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. And that is especially true of the great worms. They who spend centuries in slumber only to awake and resume their campaign as if mere hours had passed. It has been 20 years since Nidhogg last darkened our skies. 20 years for him to gather his strength and for us to bolster our defenses. And now, just as he seems primed to return, the heretics strike at the gates. You believe that Lady Iceheart is in league with the creature, then? Of that we cannot be certain. Though we know the heretics covet the eye, we have been unable to determine their plans for it. Such questions aside, we must needs address the ragged hole their mistress has seen fit to rend in Ishgard's protections. 'Tis a weakness the Dravanians are not like to leave untested. So it would seem. You have described your plight in admirable detail, Lord Commander, yet I cannot help but wonder at your candor. Why share such sensitive information with us? I shall speak plain. Ishgard has need of allies, and I would have you bolster our front lines in readiness for the coming battle against the dragons. This much I expected. Unlike our arrangement concerning the Keeper of the Lake, however, only you stand to benefit from our assistance in this matter. I fail to see why we should intervene in a conflict which concerns only Ishgard and Dravonia. When the Eorzean Alliance requested Ishgard's assistance during Operation Archon, you refused us. Does it not seem grossly unjust to demand that we now risk our lives in your private war? I make no attempt to defend my country's conduct. I only ask that you consider what would follow were Ishgard to fall. Having razed our city to the ground, the Horde would have little cause to linger, and most would return to their lairs in Dravonia. Soon thereafter, the ruins of Korthus would be buried in snow, and the land would become the sole province of beasts and beastmen. Until the Garleans' arrival, that is, for you may be certain that the Empire would not hesitate to claim Korthus. They would not even have to draw steel. An imperial province sharing a border with Mordona. 7 hells. Very well. We will assist you in repelling the dragons. The roar of a great worm may have shaken the firmament, but we of Eorzea will not abandon our Ishgardian brothers to face the coming horde alone. Nor did I ever think you would. Now, upon the matter of the roar... Allow me, Sir Emmerich. Though the power of the eye... Through the power of the eye, I have become the vessel of Nidog's strength. His essence has stolen into my very blood. Fear not, I am in full control of my faculties, I assure you, and the eye itself is of no relevance to this tale. It is not essential that I bear it with me wheresoever I go. Its lingering influence does, however, allow me to hear Nidog's voice. Then the worm who roared was Nidog. Aye. He means to hurl his horde against Danafin's collar and shatter the remaining wards that protect the city. There can be no doubt the worm has summoned his minions to war. Though the circumstances are far from ideal, this desperate endeavor will at least provide us an opportunity to bring the sister states of Eorzea together in common cause. Sir Emmerich was more ruthless in his negotiations than I had anticipated. I suppose one must give no quarter when one's home is at stake. But did you see the look on his face when he formally requested our assistance? Though the Lord Commander has long campaigned for Ishgard to open its gates to outsiders, I suspect this softening of the Holy See's attitude towards foreign cooperation comes as something of a bittersweet victory. The days ahead promise to be interesting indeed. More yummy food. Committed to the cause. Alphino is ready to begin making preparations for war. Tonight we go to war. If we are to aid the Ishgardians in this war of theirs, preparations will have to be made, and soon. Before proceeding, however, we must needs return to the Rising Stones and make our report to the antecedent. Must we? Okay. This will be our last story of the night. So let's finish this one up. And then we'll hit it again tomorrow.
Alphino, it is good to see you. Tell me, what have you learned?
Pray summon the others. Everyone must hear my report.
Evil. I know you are. I know you're evil.
So this was all but a taste of what's to come.
Indeed. The main host advances upon Ishgard as we speak.
Whose vaunted defenses have been nullified.
Shorn of its wards, the city will bear the full force of Nidhogg's fury.
All those people.
Alphino is right. The Dravanians cannot be allowed to prevail. If Ishgard falls, all of Eorzea will suffer the consequences.
Then you agree that we have no choice but to intervene. For the good of the realm, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn and the Crystal Braves must join the defense of Ishgard.
Let there be no ambiguity about what has been proposed. We would be directly intervening in the war. But if all here believe the cause to be just, then to war we shall go. The path we now embark upon is perilous, but I pray you will walk with us to the end. For those we have lost, for those we can yet save.
Then it is settled. I shall inform the Council of our intentions and request that they contribute their own forces to the defense of Ishgard.
What do you know, Raoul? Volunteer Dragon Slayers. I'm gonna go ahead and... I'm not. I'm gonna leave it. That way it's right there. Everyone, that shall be it for the night. I will catch you tomorrow, and we'll be right back at it again. Have a great rest of your night, and I'll see you soon.